everybody. Welcome back to In a Perfect World, where we focus on entertainment and pop culture. Joining me today, we have another one of our giveaway winners, Josiah. He is the owner of Sole Resurrector, which, by the way, it sounds really holistic. Like soul.
Yeah.
But it's actually your soul. Sole Resurrector. He customizes and restores shoes back to where they were. And I've seen some of the before and afters you do. Crazy. I'm like, how did you get your shoes like that to begin with? Like,
the same questions.
Man, at that point, you can't even ask questions. You just got to do what you do.
Man, I've seen some crazy things when I've been cleaning shoes. Like, the craziest thing I've seen in someone's shoe is, when I first got started, I was in a sneaker shop called Sneaker Map. So there was a shoe I was cleaning, and one of my friends, friends and coworkers, he was cleaning the shoe, was taking everything out. There was a condom inside.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now why he try and play with you like that?
Now, I wasn't cleaning the shoe. I'm like, I'm glad I ain't touched the shoe.
Whoever did that was trying to be funny, because there's no way you forgot to take that out.
I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then there's the first craziest thing that I've seen, like, that's tops everything off. There was a bullet shell casing. I was like,
no,
yeah.
I'm returning your shoe back to you.
Yeah.
This is not a safe space anymore.
See, I was like, yeah, nah, I have to clean these shoes now.
Having that as a warning is crazy. So we're gonna put his story up on the screen so you can see it, so you can read it. But ultimately, the people loved you. They wanted your story. Everybody voted for you. So now here we are, and we've been communicating for like months at this point. Yeah. So this is somewhat long overdue.
Yeah, definitely. You wanna know what's crazy? So maybe around February or sometime last year, I had wrote in my prayer journal to be on this podcast, and that's so crazy. Like, it's powerful.
A podcast or this podcast?
This podcast specifically. So first I put a podcast, and then I was naming podcast, right? And then I was like, oh snap, I didn't put In a Perfect World, so I went and wrote that specifically too. I'm gonna send you the picture after this.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna send you the picture for sure, so that you can know. And then when I finished, when this came around, I was like, oh snap. So I usually write down the dates that it actually happened, after everything is like confirmed and everything. So when I go home, I'm gonna write it down, write the date, and then I'm gonna send you the picture, like, and you're gonna be like, wow, that's crazy. So you can like just put it up here. But like, I definitely put it in my prayer journal to be on here.
That's unreal. Like, as like entrepreneurs and artists, business owner, you have those periods where it's like, man, I'm just doing this for what? For me? For what?
Right.
And moments like this makes it seem like, I'm doing something right. I'm doing something good. I'm living in my purpose, So thank you so much. That makes me feel really good.
Yeah, of course. For
that
sure.
makes me, wow. Cut the cameras. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Crying in the club.
No, literally in the club. We all fam. Oh. Okay, so let's get into it. So tell me about the process of building Sole Resurrector. You mentioned that you used a college refund check to start this whole thing up.
Yes. So at the time I was in college, and this is during the pandemic, so we had got shut down. And
yes.
At the time I was in school for animation, and my friend, he was ahead of me. He was about a year or two ahead of me. So he had experience and let me know things about the professors and the classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The professor, he's just like disorganized. He had a nickname called Scatterbrain, and I was just laughing.
We all know a scatterbrain.
Yeah. So he was just telling me like his students who had like super bad experiences to the point where they almost didn't graduate.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm kind of not liking this already. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I guess I'll figure it out at some point. Because I grew up an artist. I was an artist first. So I was always gonna draw or do something art related. And that's when one day during the pandemic I had got my refund check. I was like, all right, cool. I might buy myself a little something nice, but then I might just give it back, like pay the loan off already or whatever.
Wait, how much is your refund check? Because I do school online, and I don't know if it's like a significant difference, but
I want to say they gave me back at least 800.
Okay,
but
yeah.
it could have been around 1,000 or a little bit more than that.
Okay, yeah. Mine be like $200 to $400. So I was like, it might be a little bit more.
Yeah. So, um, I was online shopping one day, and the brand Silenzio, they had a sweatsuit that I had wanted. I was like, oh cool, I'm gonna get that. And everyone he had white Air Forces on. I'll never forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wears white Air Forces.
It's a great canvas.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't want to be like everybody else. Like everybody has the same shoe. It's gonna be the same sweatsuit. I'm like, no. So I'm like, let me look up how to make my own shoes. It was just random. So I go on YouTube. You would think I'm like, I'm a you would think I'm like trying to stalk somebody. Like I'm online on YouTube searching. His name is De Jesus Custom Footwear.
Okay.
So I was watching all of his videos and a couple other people. Fast forward, get a pair of shoes, Air Forces, customize them to the color and liking that I want, and boom, that was my first sneaker I ever customized, and I loved it. I'm like, I found what I wanted to do, and I was so happy
just from that one thing.
Yeah, and I was so happy because it's like I would be on the phone at times with my friends, like my best friends. I'm like, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, what do I want to do in life? And I'm like to the point where I'm asking them like, do you like help me? Like, help me
right.
what I want to do.
Oh, I hate that. I hated that feeling.
Bro, like it was so terrible because I felt lost. I'm like, I don't want to let my mom down. I'm in school, so I gotta finish. But once I found out, I'm like, I'm gonna finish the semester, but I don't think I'm gonna finish like school in general. I'll go back eventually. So
that's literally where I am. That's literally like, once we finish with this, I'm gonna do a final, and then I took a semester off. But I'm like, it's looking real slow. So yeah, I hate that feeling of not knowing what's next. Yeah. I just wish, because it's already written. Whatever it is, it's already written. So it's just like, can I see the next page? But God be like, no, hold on. Yeah, I got this.
Like let me let you experience this, and then I'm going to give you a taste of what you're going to be doing.
Exactly. Dang, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I would have never thought to customize my shoes. I'm just like, and I'm very artistic as well. Like I like to paint and draw and stuff like that. But when it comes to like customizing my own stuff, would have never thought to do that. My best friend, she's more of the DIY person. She likes to customize her stuff and look up YouTube videos. But me, I would have never thought to do that. I would have tried to find somebody who could. Like I would go on Etsy or get one of my art friends to do it. But as far as me doing it, that would have never even crossed my mind.
That's what I say. I feel like that was nothing but God, because I had never thought about customizing my shoes before that point. Like it was just like me wanting to be different, because I like all my fits to be different from everybody else. So it's just like, all right, I can combine my passion for shoes along with my passion for art and bring that together in perfect.
Perfect world.
Yeah, perfect world.
So speaking of college, you did mention you were a art and graphic design major, like animation, right?
Yes.
So being as though that you were already an artist, you kind of been doing this. Do you feel like, have you graduated? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't. I stopped going after that semester.
Okay.
To pursue the shoes full time.
So do you feel like what you learned at school played any part in the business right now, whether it's the business aspect or whether it's technique, whether it's art related? Do you feel like the time you spent in college played a part in what you're doing right now?
Yes. I want to say it plays a part in my business part more so. And it's not necessarily like the things that I learned there. It's like the lessons and the morals I learned, like time management and just making sure that you're organized. Because when I first started, I wasn't the most organized person ever. Like, I will say, like, I was not good with like getting shoes out on time at first, or like I'll give them a date and be like, I have to push it back because something was going on. So it got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna make excuses anymore. I have to get these customer shoes out, and that's gonna bring in more business. And also, like, I just want to be a man of my word as well. So that was important to me. And just being in class, like, it just showed me that you can be from all aspects of life, no matter where you are, no matter what age you are, what background. and you can still pursue something. It's never too late, like ever.
Yeah. Do you still keep in contact with like anybody you met in college?
Yes, I have a few good friends. Some of my like lifelong friends that I know now, like we don't talk often, but like we still communicate and make sure like we cool and everything. But yeah, some of my lifelong friends came from college. Most of them are from middle school, but a good amount of them, yeah, a good amount of them from middle school, and then some of them are from college.
Yeah. I be thinking about that. Like the fact that I do school online, right? I don't really like communicate with anybody online, or I don't have college friends. Like
Right.
all my friends are from middle and high school. So I be thinking like, where am I going to make friends? Like how do adults do this?
That's something I had. That's something I was struggling with for a while too. Like, cause I grew up shy. Like, I'm shy to the point where like I might know you and like I'll walk past you if you don't say that to me first. Like,
No, wait.
it was that bad. It was that bad. Like not like my close friends, but,
Right.
like, if it's like somebody that I know of and like we know each other, like we've at least said hi. I might not say anything until they say something to me. It was like that bad. Like I would get in my head like, oh, should I say hi or what am I going to say after hi? Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just like overthinking it, so I just get quiet. But like I got better with it because I say like work friends like just engage in like a simple like conversation starter like, hey, did you catch the game last night? Or like just let them come in and vent or something. Like they'll say something funny or whatever you thinking on your mind.
Right.
I just say like, just go out. Like me personally, I take myself out like at least like once a month.
Just you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
like,
That's
it's
necessary.
good for your mental for sure. And I'll just like go out and for me, I like to go out to IHOP or something and like
Love
bring my
IHOP.
business. Yes, of course, classic.
What's
My girlfriend hates it though. She hates it because
her breakfast alternative?
so it's not the breakfast. It's more so the place.
Uh-huh.
She went there so much during college. She doesn't
Oh,
want to go back.
yeah.
But it's a place where I can feel like I can sit down and then like bring my notebook and write my prayer journal or I'll like just work on my business. So that's more so why I go out to like write things and plan for my business.
Okay. So, keeping that in mind, were you nervous to come do this?
No,
Good.
I wasn't nervous at all. I was actually really excited. like from the moment when I found out I was gonna win, I was excited. But like I was watching the likes like almost every day. I'm like, oh snap, I'm not gonna win. So I'm like, let me tell somebody to like it. And then so then I just like let it do its thing. I'm like, you know what? If I'm meant to be here, I'm gonna let it happen. So I didn't tell anybody else to vote for me or anything or like go like my comment because I wanted to be in God's hands.
Yeah.
So, and clearly,
He did it. He did it.
Yep.
So do you feel like in the future, do you feel like you'll step out into, because obviously as you grow the business, right, people are going to see, they're going to want to see more of you. They're going to want to hear more from you. Do you see yourself doing like public speaking in the future?
To an extent, yes. Cause I'm not gonna lie, I do like interacting with people, especially like when it comes to my business and just like seeing how people feel about either sneakers or like what I do in general. It's a great feeling. There's certain videos where I do like client reactions if they're okay with it, and like seeing their faces when their shoes are brought back to life is just like so fulfilling. It's like, you know what, like this is what I'm meant to do. Like this is my purpose, and I'm big on that, like purpose and for my business, purpose and presentation is
Purpose and presentation.
two
Presentation
things.
is everything.
Yeah.
Quality is everything. I love the play on words. Like my guest yesterday, he also won the giveaway. He had a good play on words. Like y'all are perfect at that. Sole Resurrector.
It helps. You know the funny thing about my name, I've probably rebranded about at least 3 to 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, give me your first name and work your way up if
So,
you remember.
My first name that I remember for sure. Before I became the Sole Resurrector or anything, it started off as an artist. It was I forget my art name. I believe it was 21st Century Picasso. Because,
Okay.
So and my friend, my best friend, he's Next Da Vinci. He goes by that. He still goes by that. He's stuck by that.
That's tight. That's tight.
We both used to do like collabs together as far as art too. And what else? The next one that I remember was Fathomless Artistry, and I stuck with that for a while. And Then maybe a couple years ago, I came up with the Sole Resurrector because I took the rebrand serious this time. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need something different from everybody. Everyone is either like a shoe reviver or a sneaker doctor, shoe doctor, something.
Shoe doctor, yeah.
So I'm like, no, I need something different. And I'm like, wait, I bring back soles. I bring back shoes to life. And I'm like, I kind of related it to religion in a sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm like, I related to the story of Jesus. I'm like, okay, wait, resurrection. I resurrect souls. Perfect. It was like the coordination was there.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it definitely sticks out too.
Yeah, a lot of people tell me that. Like, my good friend Pope, he does the same thing I do. He was telling me, he was like, yeah, bro, like your name is definitely unique. Like nobody else got that. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, you need to put like a trademark or something on that.
Oh, I'm already looking into that.
Okay.
Next year, like, I'm getting all that like situated so nobody else can take it. Because I seen one other person with it, but they haven't done anything in years or posted anything in years. So I'm like, let me hurry up before like somebody just randomly pop out like, oh, let me take that name.
Right.
So.
I seen that happen actually. It was a girl. I don't want to say who it was, but there was a girl who posted a DM of a celebrity asking for her Twitter name, right? And the girl essentially said like, no, this is my Twitter name. I don't want to sell it to you. Ended up taking it anyway because she could. Like, she tried to pay for it at first, but the girl was like, no, and she ended up taking it. And now she's like, she's big.
Wow.
It's crazy. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just share it. Des Dior.
I think I heard it.
Have you heard of that?
I heard of her name, but I heard of something like that, but I'm not sure if it was her.
Yeah. So she tried to buy the name from this girl I used to go to school with. I used to go to high school with. And the girl from high school was like, no, you can't have it. Ended up taking it anyway. And now everybody knows her by Des Dior. But the girl, that was her Twitter name for a minute. And I would just be pissed. I would have been like, dang, I should have just took the money at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Sole Resurrector, you have made it very clear that you want to scale this business. Like, this is the focus. This is what it's going to be. No other plan, right? So how do you plan to, well, maybe not how do you plan. What is your vision for scaling this in the future? Like, do you want to do a warehouse? Do you want to, I don't know, do wholesale? Like, what's the vision?
That's a great question. So, I've talked about this. I only talked about this maybe like 3 times max. But what I ultimately really want to do is I want to have, like, you know how we have like rec centers in the communities?
Yes.
I kind of want to have like a sneaker studio where like restorers or like kids can come in, they can clean their shoes or customize their shoes, and and if they're into restoring shoes, like they can even like rent the equipment or use the equipment and come in and do that. But I kind of want to implement that into like small towns and small communities and things, like just kind of give back. Cause seeing kids' faces, like we all know how they're on designer now. Us, we were on regular sneakers. We was on regular sneakers.
Balenciaga, Dior. What's the other tall shoes? They kind of look like Converse.
Oh, Rick
Owens. Rick Owens. Yeah.
Yeah, those. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna say I hate those, but I don't like those. Like, for some reason, like I have mixed emotions about them.
About Rick Owens.
Yeah, cause they look too much like Converse.
And they look exactly like Converse. And people knock them off all the time, like online retailers like Fashion Nova. I've seen them knocked off plenty of times, but yeah, they look just like Converse for them to be 10 times the cost of Converse, which is crazy.
But you want to know something why they're always knocked off, and like companies can do that. It's a certain like trademark or something with the design. Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but Nike sued this company called Eric High. So you know how we have Jordan 1s. He basically took the Nike swoosh and he made it a lightning symbol, but the exact same.
That's so illegal.
It wasn't until they sued him, like until they like had the rights to it or something, and then they sued him. So they sued him and they sued another person. I forgot what his name was and his company's name was, but Eric High is the most like notorious brand for it, and he's still selling shoes to this day. But I think they kind of switched things up a tad bit just because of that case.
Can you imagine checking your email and you got an email from Nike's lawyers talking about, hey, we're suing you.
But like, he kind of should have expected that. Like at some point, I know he probably was expecting that in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
but he got comfortable because he's been doing it for years. So at that point, you're like, all right, this is okay, which I would think too. I'm getting away with it, so there's no issue.
Do you ever watch Shark Tank?
Shark, yes, yes.
So I went on a trip. I went on a trip to Vegas in September, right? And you know how hotels only have like very few channels, right? Well, Shark Tank was on.
Right.
And when I tell you I've been watching Shark Tank for, what month are we in? I've been watching Shark Tank for like 3 months straight. And I've been learning a lot about like how you can patent and like trademark designs. And I didn't know it got that specific. You get what I'm saying? But it has to, because otherwise people are going to take your work and run with it. So I always thought that was really cool. I just learned about it. And I'm also, being in school, I'm learning about media law and entertainment law. So I've been seeing a lot of cases of people that have like had work stolen from them, or people that have stole work, and the grounds on which they're being sued for. Like it gets really specific. That's why I'm really trying to up my knowledge of like where I put In a Perfect World, because for example, the stuff we put on Instagram, it's not ours.
Right.
It belongs to Instagram because it's their platform. So it's just like little stuff like that is why we need websites and why we need, different platforms, word of mouth. So yeah, that's just my little 2 cents. It gets really specific. And if you don't do it right, you could be either in trouble or you can be out of a lot of money.
Now let me ask you this. As far as like the specifics with media law, right?
Yeah.
What are like a couple things that you can get sued for? Because of course it's different like when you just stealing like designs, or like do people like steal like whole stories, or like how does that go?
Okay. What can you get sued for? You can get sued for let me think, cuz it's so much. Okay, I would say First Amendment, right? Speech. Online, defamatory. Wait, oh gosh, now I'm getting stuck. Defamatory. It's a difference between sharing your opinion and sharing something that's defamatory, right? Sharing your opinion is like, I don't like this. I don't like this person or what they was wearing. Defamatory is like, oh, they stole this from somebody, like trying to make them look bad. That's something you can get sued for. Wow, I'm really drawing a blank. I got to get back to you on that.
Okay, that's cool.
No, because like the way that I've been working on it for so long and I can't like spit it out is crazy.
No, that's happened to me like a couple times. Like somebody would ask me like, well, how did you get this shoe clean? And it's like, well, I had like 10 other shoes to clean, so I don't remember exactly how I did it.
It's like, I know it, just believe me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. So that would be like your ultimate way of scaling your businesses, going to and the rec is the perfect place too, because that's where the athletes be. They be outside and they ain't gonna walk around with no dirty shoes.
No, not at all. And then they just coming from the playground, like the little kids coming from the playground.
Yeah.
So they gonna be like, "Mommy, can I get my shoes clean?" Like, perfect environment.
Perfect. Yep. So has there ever been a pair of shoes that you just completely messed up?
I've never completely messed up a pair, but I have a story about messing up a pair, and I had got help to fix them. So it's this really expensive pair of off-white Air Force Ones, the University Gold ones.
Okay.
And there's like they're all yellow, like all yellow, golden yellow, and it's a silver swoosh. I lie to you not. I'm cleaning the shoe. It didn't really need much, so I'm just like softly giving it some TLC, and then I go to like dry it. I wipe it. The Nike swoosh comes off, like not all the way off, but like part of the paint comes off the silver. Oof. I'm like, that's not, in silver is not something easy to paint. Like,
really?
It's not like.
It's not easy to get off either?
I don't want to say it was that material. It's just more so like the material was cheap, because there's no way that either the material was cheap or the shoe was fake. Those don't. Oh. So, and I wasn't worried about that. I'm like, this shoe is real right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like as soon as it happened, I'm like, And I show my coworker. I'm like, bro, look what just happened. He's like, that's a $1,500 shoe. I'm like, I'm not paying $1,500 for no shoe. So,
and I guess that's what you would have had to do, huh?
yeah,
You would have to reimburse your customer for the shoe.
Yeah, for messing the shoe up. Like that's like in situations like that. Like if you mess a shoe up, it's two things. You can either figure out how to best fix it, and if you can't fix it, like you communicate with the customer like how they want to be compensated. And if there's nothing you can absolutely do, if it's too bad, then buy them a whole new shoe.
And then customize those?
No. Depending. Oh yeah, actually I have done that. Like I had the first time I ever seen that done. My friend Pope, he messed up a pair of Saint Laurents. Like, and he didn't do anything wrong to them, but we put them in the washing machine, and because it was just like such a simple pair, we were like, all right, we want to put them in there because this stain is not coming out. And the dye from the inside of the shoe got onto the cloth. It's like it looks like I'll lie to you now, it looks like something that's biblical, some biblical Jesus shoes.
Yeah.
And the dye, the black dye got onto like the white part, so it was like that's not coming out. So
that's some serious science. I'm like, the dye from the shoe, like how did that come out? That's crazy.
A lot of you not being a sneaker store, I learned that like in school they was right, like we are going to need math and science and stuff like that when we get older, and it's actually crazy because like the chemicals we be using on shoes, that plays a part, and you have to know the fabrics that you like working with, so that you know how to go about cleaning it and getting it back in the best condition possible.
Can you like look at two shoes and identify which one is fake like that?
It depends, because these fakes are getting great. Like, like to the point where like they'll like go in StockX, and then like the people who are verifying shoes there and send them to you, like honestly they're just giving you their best guess possible, like if I'm being truthful. But there are certain shoes is like you know for sure they're fake, like you can tell they got them off DHgate or somewhere. Temu.
Yeah, I hate Temu. Like it's worse than. Nah, I ain't gonna do too much on Shein. Is it Shein? What you say, Shein or Shein?
I say Shein. My girl has me saying Shein.
Shein.
I used to say Shein.
Yeah, I bought something from there once, and the stuff I got was good, but I just feel like if I do a mass order, like if I just buy a bunch of clothes, because you know the shirts are like $5.
Yeah.
Everything on there is like under $10. Yeah, so I'm like, I know if I get a lot of stuff, at least 75% of this stuff is gonna come and it's not gonna fit, and it's just I just don't trust it.
Yeah, that's another thing with online shopping. Like I like shopping at Fashion Nova.
I love Fashion Nova.
Like, oh my goodness, like, that's like one of the best sites I've ever found. They need to put some stores out here or something. They're only stores in like LA.
Yeah, but you know we can't handle stuff out here. You know when Kim Kardashian put the Skims out here, I think they ended up robbing that. It was either Skims.
Was it Skims or was it
Fenty?
I was about to say.
I think it was Fenty. We can't have nothing. We can't have nothing out here.
Y'all gotta do better.
So if they do, I feel like if they do put a Fashion Nova, the closest store is probably gonna be New York.
Most likely, yeah.
But we clearly have not proven ourselves
at all.
I used to do one of my few ventures. I've done a lot, but I used to paint jackets, right? I used to like paint the back of jackets, and I had an order for one of my friends, and I remember looking at oh my god, I painted his name on his sleeve, right? That's what he wanted. Sent him a picture of it. He was like, it's nice, but my name is spelled wrong. I said, no, your name is no, don't tell me how your name is spelled. So that was my first obstacle. Had to figure out how I can switch, and it was two letters that were supposed to be switched, and I was like, wow. So I ended up making it work. I don't know how I did it, but I made it work. He loved it. But yeah, like just going back to fabric, I remember thinking like, where can I get some fabric paint? Like I was literally just taking acrylic paint and painting on the jacket, which does not work because how you gonna wash it?
I did that. I made that mistake when I painted my first jacket too. Like I got some like acrylic paint. It was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and but I will say it's not as bad. I figured out how to get it out though, cause like in the middle of doing it, I seen that I'm not supposed to do that. So I'm like, okay, how can I get it out? And it's alcohol. You can use like some alcohol, but it doesn't always work.
I was about to say, because then the alcohol, doesn't that affect the color just a little bit?
It can, but like I said, I wasn't too far into it, so like I took everything off that I had painted, and I think I had washed it, and it was good. Like you can still see a little bit, but I was painting over, so yeah, it was cool. But I will say like that's crazy. You trying to gaslight him by his own name?
No, literally, I had to try and figure something out. I was like, "Are you sure? Like, look at it again."
Like you might want to check your birth certificate,
right? Now, if you could collab with any shoe company, right? Any shoe brand, any regular brand, any brand, what would that brand be and why?
I think I have about 3. My top 3. I'll give you a top 3.
Okay.
I would say either Puma or Reebok. Those are like kind of tied. I definitely want to collab with I wouldn't say a company, but a person. J Tips. His shoes are really cool. Like he's real creative. And number 3, I would have to say, I want to say Nike, but they just don't treat people the best. Like they don't treat customizers the best.
I feel like they do a lot of collaborations, no?
Only for like really big celebrities though. Like they don't necessarily like. I don't really see any designers like collabing with them really. Yeah, I'm gonna just say. Oh, Saya Collective. There's this it's a black owned business. He's not small time anymore. Like he's not small time. He's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
But Saya Collective, I would definitely like do a collab with them. That would be dope.
Is there anybody, any celebrity or public figure that you would like send shoes to, or like if you saw this person reach out and say, "Hey, I need some shoes customized," who would be that person that'll be like, wow, like oh my god?
So there's a couple people that is like on my list to get to.
Okay.
Somebody that I really want to get some shoes to is off the top of my head, I would say Trinidad James, because he's like,
oh my gosh,
the biggest sneakerhead. Like
that, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, super out the park.
Okay.
But like I wasn't thinking him either, but I was watching the sneaker podcast I told you about on Complex. And I'm like, yo, he really is into sneakers. Like that would be cool for me to like get him a pair that he like actually likes, like and loves. Him. If I had to go like new school, I would say maybe Polo G. Either Polo G, Rodway for sure. Rodway for sure.
Did you just go see him? Do you go to concerts? I know he was just here.
But I haven't been to like his last 2, I think. I haven't been to his last 2, but I felt bad, but this year I really didn't. I honestly didn't, because I didn't like the album too much. Like,
ooh.
It was songs on there that were good, but I like all his old stuff. If he goes back to making his old music, then definitely got
my best friend would be screaming, crying, and throwing up if she heard you say that. I mean, she went to see him twice. Them 2 shows that he just did. She was like, yeah, nobody asked me to do anything. Nobody asked me to go out because I'm going to this concert.
Man, like, and I always beat myself up. Like, I always beat myself up when he first came to DC, like when he first got the arena. Because I'm like, yo, that's like that's his biggest show, like right now. So, I was like, you know what? I got more important stuff to do, so I'm gonna have to skip out, unfortunately.
I hate priorities.
Them ticket prices too, like, cause I'm somebody who goes to the concert for an experience, so I don't want to be way in the back. I want to be like front.
Same. Don't ask me to sit in the 400s.
Yeah.
200s, depending on the prices. Like I can do a 200, but really I'm aiming for as close as I can get without being general admission. Yeah. I can't do. I almost died in a general admission concert. I went to see Rico Nasty.
Oh, I know. Was this when she was like
this
really popping, or like this was like a random like concert?
So she was on
tour.
Yeah, she was on tour. This was last April.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
And you know her vibe, so you know she got some strong music. She got some strong fans, and You know, everybody had on these thick platform boots. Just, it was a lot going on. So, I mean, I remember, like, the security literally had to, like, grab me and take me out. Because I'm like, I'm not doing this no more. I remember it was this girl. She, like, literally took my shoulder and was like, just to get in front of me. I was like, I paused. And I was like, this not worth it. I'm going to get out of this because and then I was like 3 rows up. Now, if you in general admission is only fun if you are on the front row.
Literally.
And I was on like the second or third. So after that, if you don't got like that barrier to hold on to, you done.
Even like, so my first concert was a G Herbo concert, right? So I went to, this was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So I'm probably like almost as close as you can get to the stage.
Okay.
And like soon as he come out, everybody walk. You know how everybody just like crowds the front.
Yes.
Comes out, so it's manageable. And then when he starts playing the songs and everybody starts jumping, it's like, okay, yeah, like, nah. So now I only go to like concerts of like they have like a meet and greet where it's like, all right, it's worth the price.
Yeah.
So I can deal with it, or I'll go if it's like you said, like VIP seating. Yes, the G Herbo concert was a meet and greet.
So you met him?
Yeah, I met him.
Okay, yeah, I met Rico at mine.
Okay, that's cool. I definitely was like happy. Oh, I went to Wild 'N Out the other day too. They was in Baltimore. It's way different. I'm not gonna say it's way different. It's a little different from how they are on TV.
Okay, were they filming or?
I don't know. I don't think they was filming because I went back to look at the episodes and look at how they had the stage when I was there. It looked like they more so like just like when they go on tour, it's just like to give everybody the experience versus like shooting for the show.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because you know certain setups they have like little games that you playing like what is it, pick up and kill it and stuff like that, the freestyle battles. But it's definitely dope seeing them like do it in person, like on the spot.
Yeah, and it's the same as how they would do it on TV. Like the energy is still there.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you into like, this is really random, are you into stand-up comedy?
Yes. So I like stand-up. So I love this. I love this question. So me and my girlfriend, like I took her to like a stand-up comedy show one day, and it wasn't like anybody special, but I was like, yeah, we're just gonna go to a comedy show because I've never been. And I'm like, you know, I like this, like, and to my surprise, like the smaller comedians really kind of be funnier than the bigger ones a lot of times.
Oh, I can definitely believe that. I definitely believe that.
So like, only time I will see like a bigger comedian is like if it's like worth it. Like we went to see Kevin Hart with our friends in September when he came to DC.
Is he really that little in person?
He's honestly, like, we probably are around the same height. He's not little. He just be standing next to tall people.
Oh,
he's always next to tall people.
No, I can see that. He always standing next to The Rock.
Yeah, either him. He's like, I think he's like 5'8", 5'9".
Okay.
So, but like he just looks super small on TV. But he's definitely funny. Who else would I want to see? Somebody that I really wanted to see that I didn't get to is Gary Owen. He's hilarious, but yeah, he's hilarious. From what I've seen, he's hilarious. So I want to see him in person.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a stand-up show. Like, I'm not into stand-up comedy, but definitely not the Netflix ones. I just can't. I don't know. Like, stand-up comedy just never been my thing. I'm like, maybe I just need to go in person. Because I'm like that with basketball, too. Like, I'll never watch a game on TV. But when I'm in person, I'm like, I'm into it. Like, I'm engaged.
Yeah, that really is how it. But Netflix chooses, like, the worst like, shows to put on there for the stand-up comedy. Because it was Mike Epps. Mike Epps in particular. I tried to watch, like, a few of his. And I, like, turned it off within maybe 5-10 minutes. Because it's, like, not funny. But like you see him on TV or you see him in something else, he's hilarious. So like, I might go to a show one day just to see it, and then that'll be my true opinion.
Yeah, give him a chance to prove himself.
Yeah, cause to be honest, like most of the funny stuff that they be saying, they don't air it because like, you know, business is like, you know, we don't want to like offend anyone and you have an audience to cater to as well.
Yeah, that's true. Because, people online, they'll be like, they need to take this off of Netflix, and they will not stop until they get what they want.
Cancel culture is
cancel
serious.
Culture.
Weren't you talking about that in your last the last video as well? Was it with Waka Flocka?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cancel culture is strong. Like, I mean, you can, back in the day, like, you could cancel somebody, you could have a bad taste, put out like bad information, but the way technology is now, you could do a story, you could go live, you could make a post, you could make a status post. It's just, everything is real time.
Yeah.
And you got all these people from around the world saying the same thing. So it just, that's partly why I love like media. Like, you can really shape and influence society.
Yeah.
But of course for the better. That's what I'm focusing on, is like for the better. But yeah, cancel culture.
We need a lot more of that too. And honestly, I feel like for the simple fact that people like drama more than like the truth or like positive things is why like a lot of media spaces are, I want to say, negative, or like they put all the controversial things on there versus like positive stuff. Like, let's say for example, just using them. Let's say Alicia Keys was to get locked up. Breaking news: Alicia Keys got locked up for such and such. But if she used to like donate to a foundation that she's been doing for I don't know how many years,
Crickets. Yeah.
Like that's not gonna get their attention. Like let's put something out there that's gonna get the feathers ruffled.
Yeah, and like with this rebrand that I'm doing, like moving into entertainment and pop culture, I never want to put out anything that like, going back to what we was talking about, like defames anybody or paints anybody in a bad light. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. I might give my opinion, but it's never to like tear anybody down, if that makes sense. Like, I did a video about Sky Jackson being pregnant. Shortly after I did that video, there were a lot of reports about like her baby dad and how he's, how he ain't nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't put that out because I'm like, that don't fit. Like, I only want to talk about the good stuff, and while that might be a little overlooked sometimes, I'm gonna still talk about it. I don't want to talk about the bad stuff, because at the end of the day, one, the girl's 22 years old. I'm 22. And she's pregnant. Like, yeah, she don't need that extra stress.
Yeah, like, you're vulnerable. Like, women are very vulnerable when they're pregnant. Like, so they're a lot more sensitive. So it's just like,
yeah,
why add on to that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's a million other people talking about the same topic. So me, I don't feel like I need to add fuel to the fire. I'm not gonna get anything out of that. So I just focus on, the facts at the end of the day.
That's good too, because I want to say you are playing the long game as well, because like it's not a lot of people that's going to like choose the whole, like, what's the word for it, wholesome route, and like, uplifting people versus like putting out all the controversial topics and talking about them and like you said, defaming them.
Yeah, one thing I am gonna always talk about though, Diddy. Diddy, you can't escape it. No. You can't escape it.
The diddler.
The diddler. I love the diddler artwork. I will never scroll past it. Like, it's always so funny to me.
I just seen one yesterday. Like, somebody had made a whole shirt with
I need
like,
that.
It was Batman. It said Batman versus the diddler. And he was on the front.
Yeah, I need that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you are one of our final guests of the year, which means your answer is going to hold a little bit more weight than other people that have answered this question.
Okay.
What do you have planned for 2025? What do we have planned for the Sole Resurrector?
So for the Sole Resurrector, what I can tell you is that we will definitely be doing a lot more client reactions. We will be starting up a YouTube soon. That's going to be coming in 2025. What else can I like actually give y'all? And a lot more custom shoes as well. And speaking of custom shoes, I have some on that I brought as an exclusive. I'm gonna get a shoe cam when we when we get off here, cause y'all gotta see them. It's giving. You know what it reminds me of? My old logo. I had like stars in the background. I don't know if you can kind of see it on here, but this is what it's giving me. It's like the world effect, the space effect. So yeah, I think that's kind of what inspired it. So I seen like a certain design, and the name of this custom is called the Wraith Air Force Ones, because like it's like what is it, the car, it's a car called the Wraith or a Phantom or something like that. And inside is when the inside of the car you have like the stars, like the stars.
Oh
ceiling.
yeah.
So that's what inspired it. I was like,
oh, I definitely see that.
I was like, yeah, this fits. And I've had this design for this idea. I've been sitting on it for at least like, it's 2024. I want to say 2.5, maybe 3 years.
This?
Yes, I've been sitting on it.
Oh my gosh.
You want to know what's crazy? I sit on a lot of ideas, and I learned to stop doing that because there's been like a couple instances where there's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot this video, but like I would like prolong it, and somebody else would do it. I'm like, I can't do that no more.
Oh my gosh.
It hurt me so bad. I'm like, oh my goodness, because like the video did so good for them too. I'm like, that was like something I actually had in mind that nobody else did.
Yeah. I was at a communications like PR event, and one thing that one of the guest speakers had mentioned is like once you have an idea, once that idea popped up, it's automatically like, what'd she say? Like, it's out in the universe. It's out in rotation. So if you have that idea and you don't act on it, it's now out there for somebody else to take and to grab. So it just reinforced, like, when you have an idea, you need to act on it. Luckily, I think I've had that happen only a handful of times. But every time it happened, I'm like, oh, my God, I was supposed to do that.
Right.
It just goes to show you, like, if you don't, somebody else will.
Exactly. Like one thing I will say, like, always act on your ideas, like, as soon as they pop into your mind, because you never know. Like, great minds think alike. That statement is true. So you may not know the person, but somebody out there is going to like get that idea, that same idea, and they're going to run with it. Like, they're going to be like, all right, they're going to be quick with it. Like,
right.
That's exactly how you got to be, like, quick fire.
Yeah, and it's not about who had the idea first. It's about who executed it first, because you can have ideas. That's all you have as a concept. You remember when Trump was like, I have concepts of a plan? That's it.
I try not to like watch him too closely, because like certain stuff he be saying, like, just like it upsets me. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what?
Oh yeah, no, he's a little simple.
Yeah, like sometimes it is funny, but
no,
but, like, he's a hilarious person, but like it's like, yeah, I can't, because certain views just like
it's too much.
It grinds my gears.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. Well, I think that is all we have for today. Is there anything else that you wanted to share about, what you have coming up, or just anything that's on your mind? Like, this your episode. This your time to shine.
So first I want to give you your flowers. Thank you for having me on the show.
Of course.
This is an amazing podcast. I've been watching this since you were on the 426 podcast.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like soon as
over a year ago.
Yeah, so like soon as you were on there and I heard you had a podcast, I was already into podcasts. So I'm like, okay, let me go check it out. And then like I seen you were interviewing like people that I may have seen or known. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then like it was just interesting because like you know how to keep a conversation going. So yeah, this is like definitely like a full circle moment, like being on this show. Like I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be in here.
Of course.
And yeah, and shout out to 426 for Kevin and Ellis for like putting you on there too.
Yeah, I mean, I always like every time I come down here and I set things up, I'm like, man, they have no idea just how much help I needed. I mean, they literally sent me links for everything that I needed when I was getting these mics set up. I could not figure out how to do it. Yeah. And for the longest time, I felt like I kind of held myself back because I didn't have these mics. But like now that I have them, it's a confidence boost for me too. Like I feel professional when I pick this mic up, and when I talk into here, I feel professional. So
I feel the same way with like certain equipment I get. It's like I finally upgraded. Like there's a steamer that I use to clean shoes, and before that it was just like strictly like
scrubbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knitting grip. And I got a steamer. I'm like, this is so much more convenient. Like I feel like way more professional now. Like it's so amazing. But yeah, shout out to them. And you wanna know what's crazy? Like I put them in my my prayer journal too. But like right after that, I found out they was, and I was like, I was so sad. I'm like, dang. And then like I commented on one of their posts when they announced they was like leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dang. I was like, yeah, sad moment. But it's definitely been a great podcast. He was like, yeah, man. He was like, appreciate you always supporting. Like, sorry we couldn't get you on the show. I was like, they was gonna bring me on there. I was like,
give it some time.
I'm like,
maybe give it
okay.
some time.
I'm like, maybe they'll do it one day because like they say 426 is never dead. And I always, when they always said that, I always related it to power because power would be like power never ends. And I'm like, they're always continuing. So like maybe they might at some point do something. Hopefully, but if they don't, it's like they still left like
everything.
They still did what they were supposed to do.
That man about to be a dad. That's crazy.
Yeah, you wanna know what's crazy? Like I feel like maybe like when people would ask him like, "Are y'all ended it because she's pregnant?" Like probably no. I'm pretty sure no, but he was like he knows which direction he wants to take his life. So
exactly,
that's not for the public to know until he wants them.
And I told him that too. I was like, when he said he was ending it, and when he said why he was ending it, he came on and he was like, yeah, it's just I'm entering a different chapter in life. And I was like, what chapter? What chapter? What chapter? What chapter? But then nothing had happened by nothing. Yeah, that was completely unrelated. But like you said, like he had a path, and and now here we are.
But that's a great thing. I do want to say that too. Like before I go, like privacy is everything. So like never announce your moves before you make them. One, I learned that the hard way. Never announce your moves before you make them because there'll be somebody who hears your ideas and will run off with it. Just like we spoke about earlier, like with the name situation. So that's I'm happy for him too. Like for all of them. Like, definitely. Like,
all right, you next.
Whoa. Wait, give it some time. Wait. I still have a good amount of years in me.
Right.
A good amount of years in me.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on and being a part of my giveaway. Anytime you want to come back, just let me know. Okay. The studio is open.
Thank you.
Yep. And we're going to get these shoes, y'all, because the shoes is shooing.
Yes.
They're so sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
I love them.
Man, I had made some tweaks to them too. I'll tell you off camera. But,
okay.
Oh my goodness.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to In a Perfect World. My name is Carmen Renè. We here with the Sole Resurrector, Josiah, and we'll see you soon. Peace.